what is the next question we got there, Gilson? What's the next question?
Yes, let's see here. So can you? We talk a lot of things here, and there is any advice that you can share with everyone that is watching us about your career, about your experience? What can you tell about for the guys that is watching us, and especially the ones that is starting his career?
Oh, that's a good question. It's listen to the people around you. That's probably one of the things I would say because it's. I have a military background, so I look at things in a different way than most other people. I believe, and that's because I look at things of there's no problem that can't be solved. Right? How do we tackle this problem? How do we solve this problem? And I give that credit to the military in terms of how do you get to that point. But I think at the same time as I was first in the military and then early on in my career, I had the opportunity to bring one or two people along at the very least to say, hey, right out of college, say, here you go, give them a chance and move forward. And, and just be positive with them and say, you can do this. It's going to be hard, but you can do this. You just got to keep working at it and keep understanding, ask questions. And then if you screw up, don't be afraid to screw up. Now, if you go deleting somebody's production database, be very afraid there, but because you might not have a job.
Take some care it's needed, right?
Yeah, but don't be afraid to ask for help. You will find a lot of the people, myself, Alex, who's here as well, Carrie Osborne, who else? Fritz Hoagland, Martin Bach, Bill Kendall.
Just amazing guys.
A lot of amazing guys I just named here.
Yeah.
But I will tell you the one thing that we all do is if you ask for help or you ask a question, we don't tell you no, go away. We tell you, let me show you how you can help. And so that's why I'd say I would really just say, don't be afraid to progress and move forward. And when you get to a point and you're stuck, ask for help. Ask,
right.
And don't, as we've been on this call, I appreciate all the compliments and everything else, but the people that you hold onto a pedestal, right? The people you put on that pedestal, what's to say that you can't be on that pedestal? What's to say that you can't achieve the same thing, right? And the people who helped me get to where I'm at is the same people I just named, which we've all helped each other get there. So, and that leads into the Oracle ACE program, for example. That's a great resource of people. A lot of people, I think, look at it as an individual achievement. But the point behind the Oracle ACEs is really to be community advocates and to give advice to people of how to do these particular things. And so you just have to kind of drive forward with that and just be. If you see somebody at a conference, walk up to them and talk to them.
Right.
But don't be offended. And at the same time, don't be offended if somebody goes, I don't have time to talk, and walks away from you because they probably got something else on their mind. But find an avenue to talk to these people and say, hey, how do I do this? Because I can't tell you how many times while I was at Incotech, Martin Bach had helped me out with a question. Or Fritz had called me and asked a question about Golden Gate or something like that. It's once you build that network, I guess that's where I'm going with this. Once you build that network of people and get to know each other, we're all here to help. It's like you and me, Gilson. You reached out to me asking a Golden Gate question. I was like, here you go. I wasn't really worried about it, but this is how you move data, right? That's the advice that I would give somebody would be really to find somebody who you want to put on that pedestal but put yourself up there with them and learn. Don't ever stop learning overall, because because at the end of the day, technology is going to change. Technology is going to move ahead without you, and
some improvements,
yeah. And so if you can learn and keep learning, you're going to have a job, you're going to have a career. You just got to keep moving overall. And so, and the names I mentioned, like I said, all those guys are great guys, and I still look to them today if I have a problem or whatever else. I can reach out to them and say, hey guys, I haven't seen a few of those guys in years, but they're just a bunch of good guys. And you'll find out also that when you do these, if you do consulting on a global scale, and you travel, and you know these people around the world, when you go to a particular country, you have somebody that you can call up and say, hey, let's go grab a beer, let's go grab something.
Yeah.
It might not fit into their time schedule, but you at least have an avenue that you can say, hey, I don't want to sit in a hotel room all day, I want to go out and talk to someone after work and stuff like that. And so it opens up a lot of access points, but you have to be willing to keep learning.
Right, that's good.